Welcome to the TMC Newsroom. Rich Tehrani here. Thanks for watching. We're in Austin, Texas today at IT Expo West 2012. On our program, Noreen Rucinski, the VP of Strategic Business Development at Schneider Rucinski Enterprises. Noreen, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Rich, very much for having me.
So it's a pleasure. We've known each other for about 10 years or so, give or take.
Yep.
And it's the first time I've had the pleasure to have this interview with you. And we're also partners, our company TMC and your organization, on a conference called Suits. And I was hoping, why don't you tell us a little bit about Suits? What is it?
Well, originally, Suits stands for Synopsis Under IP, which is Intellectual Properties and Patents Sourcing for Telecom. So that's how I ended up with Suits, of course, after the popular TV show. So it gets people to identify both with the legal aspect as well as the telecom aspect, which really have to come together and haven't for years.
And I've commented recently more than once that it seems like the technology press is spending more time writing about patents and patent suits than technology. Within a week after the iPhone 5 being launched, Samsung amended its patent litigation lawsuit to add the iPhone 5, I think on four counts that they added onto the lawsuit, and they even threatened ahead of time that if the iPhone 5 has LTE that they were going to sue, and they made good on their word. And there's just so much happening where I just heard last night that the Galaxy Tab now is they're going to allow it to be sold within the US. A court, I guess, overturned prior ruling. God, it's a crazy time in the world of patents. What is it about this conference that everyone in technology needs to come learn about?
Well, thanks, Rich. I really appreciate you asking about that. A year and a half ago when I came to you, I said, the only reason why I asked you about this was because I had several clients over the last 20 years of being in this business and being in the technology side of it and doing business development. It's been half of my clients have come to me and said, I have a patent, I don't know what to do with it. I need to get it enforced. I need to understand it. If I have this patent, how can I get it worked on? Or, gee, I want to patent something. Or, I'm in the middle of a patent and I need to go to repatent. Who should I go to? And these are questions I needed to ask and say, well, if they're asking me, they're asking others. So why don't I work with TMC to be able to educate them on who they should be using for resourcing? And that's what Suits is all about. So there's two sides of it. One is the technology side, the other one is the legal side. And I'm hoping to make both of those available. The biggest aspect of this is to be able to take the people that we're inviting to speak. All of them from the legal side have to be telecom knowledgeable. And I'm choosing one from a software side, and also just telecom and the software, which would consist of the RIM and Apple and Samsung and Google and all of these providers that have the ability and more knowledge than, of course, all of us do, and hopefully to be able to get that. But also from the aspect that a hardware guy, because so many of our people that come to TMC and so many people that I've known here for years are equipment manufacturers and or equipment resellers and or reselling services or PBX operators or SaaS developers or cloud developers, and all of them are using the ability or they're writing on other people's patents or they're developing new aspects of patents over other ones. And even though these are patentable opportunities, they may not know it. They may not understand the infringement. They may not understand different aspects of it. And also to bring on our panels, we're also bringing in the CEOs who have had patent experience, both on the fact of looking for them, understanding them, and being sued. So what better person can get your answers from?
So basically the whole ecosystem of patent experts are available for attendees to come and learn from, meet with, and network with, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, I've been speaking to attorneys and other people that have been involved today, and they're some of the most knowledgeable people that I've met on the topic. They've actually been involved in the litigation, and I've got to say that, I mean, it's just, it's a solid group of people, and a day's worth of education can save a company potentially millions of dollars or make them millions of dollars if they are able to apply it correctly.
True. We have continuing education from the legal beagles who need to be here, and we're doing that a day in advance of the original show or the whole show so that they can get better focus on it, as well as the next day, which is all full of sessions that are things that would be more to the innovators and inventors and people who come to the show as attendees. So those are the guys that we're saying, okay, you have a challenge for us, something in the patent arena, something in intellectual properties, let us know. We want to be here to answer it. I want to fill your resources.
That's great. So in terms of some of the challenges that companies are having where they're not prepared for patent litigation, are there any tips that you've got that you've picked up throughout this conference that you want to share? Anything that you want to let people know about?
Sure. Actually, there are a couple of things. Finding a good attorney is difficult in this world. So coming here will be a big difference. But finding one is the key answer. You actually have to find one who's in your element. Don't go to your friend Bob, who happens to be an attorney, and ask him to go file something on your behalf, because he doesn't know it either. You need people that have years of experience and a training, and that doesn't mean money. The monetary value is not the important issue. It's whether or not they can do it right, because there's good attorneys that don't cost a lot, and there's bad attorneys that do cost a lot, so you have to weigh your averages. But I'm telling you that they really need to find the right resources and understand where they're going to stand in the market.
So what you're saying is that just by coming here, you're able to start a network of people for the time when you're going to need, even if you don't need someone right now, you better get that network ready, because if you start to get phone calls or letters from large competitors, you probably want to know who to call pretty quickly to
That's part of it.
Get out of jail free, if that's the right term.
That's part of it, but if you're starting a company and you're in the middle of it, or you're restarting a company and you need to know all of these other aspects, or if you actually have a good idea and it happens to be on somebody else's, there's tons of avenues and resources to be able to get from. That's what we're trying to create, is the resources for, not just for litigation, because litigation is what we're trying to help prevent, but it's inevitable in some cases, but sometimes you may not need it.
Well, very exciting, Noreen. Thanks for being here with us today.
Thanks again, Rich.
This was great.
Appreciate it.